this is Daniel J, and you're watching JayeSpotTV right here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave your comments down below because I always like to see what you guys have to say. Remember, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Daniel J, and don't forget to hit up on thejayespot.com for updates on blogs, vlogs, and entertainment news. So let's get into it. This is episode 15 of season 6, Real Housewives of Atlanta. We start off with Miss Kenya Moore walking into Lawrence's shop to have a kiki with Lawrence, talking about my hair is fabulous, I don't never need a hairdresser. And I'm like, girl, sit down, we all need edges done, so hush. Anyway, she goes in to have a kiki with Lawrence, and Miss Marlo is sitting there getting her mane beat for the gods, and all of a sudden comes up in conversation this whole Nene and Kenya not talking thing. Classic Kenya, laying it out all on the table for strangers who don't even know what's going on. She starts telling Marlo about how her and Nene fell out, how they're not talking, and all this drama went down and ensued. And she's all like, well, you know, I haven't really seen you, Marlo, since the vineyard, but so much has happened. And so she starts getting friendship advice about Nene from Marlo. And Marlo's like, well, yeah, you know, she's a sweetheart, but she has her moments. I mean, there was a time when she was mad at me. She didn't talk to me for a month after her whole wedding debacle. She said, but you know, it is what it is. You have to ride it out. Then we have Kenya talking about this masquerade party that she wants to do for charity. And this is where I mean, if I had any respect left for Kenya, it'd have been gone already. This would have just sucked it right on out. She wants to do a fundraiser in honor of a charity that Nene supports to get into Nene's good graces, and I don't understand why. This is where I feel like, Kenya, you just need to go ahead, put on your big girl drawers, and be an independent woman, and stop trying to shadow all these other people that have been on the show longer than you, especially Nene. Get your own life. This is where my problem lies with you, aside from your delusions of grandeur, okay? She's talking about, well, if I can do this, raise all this money for this charity, then Nene has to forgive me. And I'm looking at her like, baby, have you met Nene Leakes? She don't have to do a damn thing, and she more than likely won't. We all know what's going down here after she says that she sent an email to all of the girls inviting them to this charity, and I'm like, oh, Lord. After Nene done read girl after girl about not calling and texting, you go ahead and send her an email, and y'all haven't talked in I don't know how long. Get ready for the drama to ensue. So now we have Kenya. We're at the Bailey agency with Cynthia. By the way, Cynthia's short, little curly but wild. I love it. Oh, how I love it, but I do not like that long, crinkly thing she does in the interview. Let that go, Cynthia. Let it go. But she was looking real cute at the Bailey agency the day of this whole audition. So anywho, Kenya comes in and she has talked to Cynthia about using her space and using her time to have auditions for this fundraiser that she wants to do. And she's auditioning young single bachelors to auction off in order to raise money. Well, Kenya walks in, she looks a hot mess. So Cynthia, you lied to her with this crusty corset that she had on and this faded black skirt and these $19.99 Rampage off clearance rack shoes that you got, Kenya. I don't know what the hell you had on. And so anyway, she gets there, Mallory's there. I'm like, why is Mallory there? Okay. And then all of a sudden Marlo walks in. Okay, Marlo was looking fierce. Okay, all that time sitting in Lawrence's chair getting that main beat, it worked. It was worth it. She looked hot. Okay, and she's there to be a judge along with Mallory and Kenya and Cynthia so that they can look at all these wonderful men and say, okay, we want you for this auction. So they're sitting down and Cynthia is trying to get some type of idea of what it is that Kenya wants to do. What is she looking for? What's supposed to go on? And Kenya's all like, well, I just need bachelors. We're supposed to get a great turnout. I've been tweeting. I've been Facebooking. I've been doing all of this stuff. And her and Marlo have this little kiki moment where they're talking about edges. Marlo's talking about putting spit in her hair to lay them down. And Cynthia's like, can we get back to business? Since when did y'all become just bosom buddies? When did y'all become best friends? Is it me or is Marlo trying to get back into the show? Are they auditioning her yet again to get a check? I don't understand. Anywho, all of a sudden these guys start coming in and of course, classic Kenya, nothing professional. She's talking about take off your shirt. She's flirting with them, trying to find out if they got a girlfriend, if they got a wife, what's going on. And they just like, I'm just here for a charity event to be auctioned off for a charity event. And this one dude comes in, and he's all like, yeah, I used to play sports. And she was like, well, show us what you got. And he was like, what you mean? I gotta get naked? And Cynthia was like, no, we don't need you to get naked. We just, maybe you can show us your torso or something. And of course, Kenya's all like, I mean, if you want to show us your behind, you can show us your behind. And I'm like, Thirsty, Miss Thirsty, Thirsty McThurston, sit it down and have several seats. So he leaves, and then one of the Bailey agency employees comes out and says, well, that's all there is. We saw about 6 guys. And I'm sure Kenya, as well as the rest of the girls, just gagged because, again, Kenya, you put on this facade like you're just, this big, grand, wonderful thing that's going on. All these guys are going to be auditioning because you have this charity, and 6 niggas show up. I agree with Cynthia. Next time, hire the Bailey agency. Then we got Portia auditioning for Candy for her musical A Mother's Love. And Candy, from the last audition that she had, it was horrible. I did not know it was that many people in Atlanta who knew Amazing Grace and who would sing Amazing Grace so horribly at an audition, but it sucked. So she needed to find some more talent. So she has Eddie Levert, she has Shirley Murdoch, herself, and so she wants to, hand Miss Portia a lifeline and give her a chance to really, build a name and start doing this acting, singing thing. So Don Juan is already like, well, the last time I heard her sing on a reunion, honey, it wasn't all that. And she was like, look, let her sing, and then we can have that conversation. The only thing I'm really concerned about is her acting because I don't know if she can act. So Miss Portia comes in, she's looking at the script, and she's like, so does it have to be like the exact words? And I'm looking at her going, girl, do you know how to read? Just read the paper. Why you gotta add stuff? This is an audition, okay? Writers is sitting in the room. Don't be changing people's words. And she goes on and reads for Jada, who is going to be Candy's character's little sister. And for the most part, she read well until she started adding stuff. And the dude reader was like, barbecue, that ain't in the script. Where'd you get that from, baby? And then she started talking about fried sausages and fried hot dogs and all kinds. And they're just like, okay, enough. Just put the paper down, Portia, and just sing. So she sings, what did she say? I died. She said, I'm going to sing Eyes on the Sparrow. And she said, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to go in. I know that I'm going to be convicted. And whether I mess up a key or whatever or not, I just know that it's going to come from my heart. And already I'm prepping myself for just wildness and craziness to come out her mouth. Anybody that says, if I mess up a key, you're not a real singer, boo. You need to go back and you need to go in that man's little gym and you need to run some more and sing Do Re Mi because you're not ready. But anyway, they show her singing. She does an okay job. And I've said this before. I don't think that she has the greatest voice. I agree with Candy in that aspect. She doesn't have the greatest voice. She does have something there that can be worked with. But I hollered when she got to that, I sing because I'm happy part. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know that he watches me. I hollered, but apparently in real time, they were impressed. Don Juan had to apologize. He said, you surprisingly shocked me. And that's her audition. She walks out and they're like, oh, okay, she was pretty good. So fast forwarding, Portia wants everybody to get together. So she takes them all to this roller skating derby type rink. And she wants the girls to get together because they haven't really spoken since the spa. And she wants everybody to kind of just have fun, let loose and whatnot. So Kenya shows up, Cynthia shows up, Candy's there, Nene's like, I'm not coming. And Phaedra comes in right from the courtroom and she just looks all kinds of tired. She's just like, court, honey, I just came from court. Candy starts talking about the show, her musical, and says, that they've done with casting. And Portia's just sitting there like, oh my God, is she about to tell me that I didn't get this because I haven't heard a call, I haven't heard anything? And long and behold, they cast Portia for Jada. So congratulations to you, Portia Stewart. And then they start talking about what happened at the spa and what happened at the Pillow Talk party. And Kenya gives this backhanded apology, which I agree with Phaedra. If Nene would have heard that, it would have pissed her off. It pissed me off and I heard it. And I get upset with people who apologize in a way where these are the words they use. I'm sorry if you feel. That's not an apology. how I feel is one thing, but what you did and what you said and how you acted, that's a whole nother. And Kenya, you do need to get to a place where you need to own up to the crap that you did at that pillow talk party, because you were a part of a lot of the elevated emotions that went on that night. So I'm sorry. That apology to me, it was not an apology. I'm with Phaedra, honey. Go have several seats and just take a nap. Now we have Kandi in her house. She's working out to Fine Body, Miss Donkey Booty Tape. And I was like, yes, bravo. Plug the DVD. Plug the DVD. Apparently it needs to be plugged. I was like, well, at least we know Kandi is trying to get a donkey booty. She's working out and Carmen walks in and Carmen's just in a funk. And she's like, girl, what's wrong with you? You came over to exercise with me. Now you just not in the mood. What's going on? So Carmen starts to tell Kandi that she has confronted the people that apparently Miss Mama Joyce has been talking to, the people in the streets, and she says that she has confronted the girl who's been talking to Mama Joyce, and Kandi's like, oh my God, why did you confront her? And Carmen was like, just to let her know on some GP, keep my name out of your mouth or I'm gonna whip your ass type stuff. And Kandi was like, oh my God. Come to find out that Mama Joyce has called Carmen and left her a real nasty message and said, if you put your hands on Crystal, I'm going to go ahead and drag you through the dirt. What's up with Mama Joyce and Kandi? What's with the dragging of the people through the stuff? I said, all right, that y'all related. Anywho, she goes off about whipping on Carmen if Carmen ever puts hands on Crystal. And then all of a sudden, Carmen talks about how she has found out that Mama Joyce has been talking to a mutual acquaintance of theirs who said, and she said that she would pay this man to take Todd out to get pictures of Todd flirting and messing with other women. And Kandi is like, are you serious? And Carmen is just like, look, this is going too far. Your mama's looking to try to set up somebody and she's talking about paying somebody for pictures. You need to do something. And Kandi's just like, what am I going to do? What do you want me to do? And so obviously she doesn't want to tell Todd, but she has to tell Todd. So later on, they are out in the courtyard in the back, and she tells Todd, trying to be nonchalant about it, about basically what happened between Carmen and Crystal and her mom. And Todd has had it. He's just like, call Carmen out here. So she calls Carmen out there and basically just puts it out on the table. And Todd is like, look here, my sugar bone thing. You need to check your mama. Because at this point, she getting on my damn nerve. I have lost all respect for your mama. She's trying to, put me up and get me caught up in some fake crap. And she's doing all this and you ain't said a word. And Kandi's like, well, because, the only reason why. And he's like, why are you making it a because? Why are you trying to defend her? And Carmen's in the background like, yes, child, yes, tell it, Todd. And you know what, Carmen, I didn't need you to do that. I didn't need you to comment. I didn't need amens from the Peanut Gallery Choir. Just shut the hell up. Let her and Todd talk this out. You shut it down. You hush. Whoosh. So Todd basically tells Kandi, look, either you check your mama or I'm out of here. And Kandi's like, so what, you gonna break up with me? And he was like, no, but I'm letting you know that that's an option. And she starts crying and she's like, see, that's where a fiance and a friend are different from family, because no matter what, my mama is gonna be down with me. She ain't never gonna leave me. And that's how I roll. That's how I roll. And we're all looking at the TV screen going like, Kandi, are you serious? Okay, you really do have a problem. Okay, I agree with Todd. I feel like at this point, Mama Joyce is just doing too much. I don't give a damn if it is true. It's not your business. It's not your place to try to get him caught up. And this may be something, that mothers feel like they need to do, but I don't see it that way. I don't care what it is. There's a certain level, there's a certain point at which you have to let your children make the decisions and live the lives that they choose to live. And whatever consequences come, they have to deal with. Okay, you've done your part. You said your piece. You said you didn't trust them. There it is. So Kandi, I do agree. She needs to go to therapy and figure out what the hell it is about her mama that she can't let go, that she feels that she needs to bow down everything she has to her mama, because Todd is right. Whether it's him or another dude, ain't no nigga gonna deal with you and your mama's bull crap and you sitting here letting it happen. So Carmen is like, well, I'll make the phone call. I'll go ahead and schedule an appointment. Todd is like, I'll drop you off. And, you know, that's all good and well. But in all honesty, I do think that Kandi does need to go to therapy. I do think she needs to really talk out these issues that she has with her mom, because that's some deep stuff. That is some just real deep crap that needs to be handled. And just a little tidbit, I ran into someone who actually knows Todd. They've known each other for years. They went to high school together. They all went to LA High. But Todd and his ex-girl Oni all used to hang and still contact one another. And come to find out that the things that have been going on about Todd may be true. This little birdie said that Kandi is not Todd's type, that she is somebody that she's a type that he has never dated, so she feels that it could be a money thing. But either way, like I said, it's not our business. If the tea decides to be spilled and we do find out that Todd is an opportunist and he's been banging Kandi's best friend, God help Carmen, because Kandi gonna kill you. Then we go on and we have Nene talking to Cynthia about the whole Kenya masquerade ball party thing. And can I just say, Nene, for a while you were doing really good with the hairstyles. I don't know what the hell this ponytail is about, but girl, do you not know where the wig line should stop? Do you not know where do you not know? You know, I couldn't stand the blonde hair when it was pushed back. I didn't like that. I liked when she had it to the side. Even the short little finger wave thing she did for like a season, I think. That was cute. But the hair color I love. But this ponytail and all this right here is just like, it looks like a wig. You're starting to look like season 1, Nene. You're starting to look like season 1. I'm going to need you to fix that. They're talking about the charity. And here goes Nene saying, well, I don't know anything about the charity. She hasn't said anything to me about the charity. And I don't know anything about it. So why would I go? Why would I go? I have not been invited. Are you inviting me, Cynthia? And Cynthia's like, well, you know, she's saying that she wants to throw this event in your honor for a charity that you support. She's like, I support many charities. I support many charities. And then she kind of does herself a disservice because she says that Marlo told her that Kenya was throwing this event and that she was throwing it in her honor. So the whole you didn't know, boo, let that go. You knew what was going on. You were just pissy because she did not call you or she didn't text you directly. She sent you a mass email inviting you, which you opened. So you did know. My thing is, if you're pissy about her not being upfront and personal with you, say that. But don't be sitting on talking about you didn't know, because you did. You opened the email. Marlo told you. Cynthia is telling you now. So boo, you know. My other issue with Nene is, I don't think Nene is the type of person where if she's not talking to you, even if Kenya did call, if Kenya did text, I don't think Nene is the type that's going to answer and she's going to be like, I'm not talking to you, so why am I going to answer your phone call? That's just me. So I think that Nene is kind of using this and spinning it out of proportion a little bit because, I mean, at the end of the day, you knew that the event was going on. You knew what it was about, and it wasn't like you were totally blinded. So now we get to the actual event. Kandi couldn't make it. She had another appointment. Portia couldn't make it. She had another appointment. I don't really remember why Phaedra couldn't be there. Marlo couldn't be there. But Kenya comes in, this red dress, this big old head dress, black mask thing. Cynthia's there with Peter, looking like Uncle Ben. And Cynthia was sitting. I said, yes, Cynthia, you better give me bronze gold beauty. I love it. And so everybody's like, where's Nene? What's going on with Nene? Is she coming? Is she not coming? She tells Cynthia tells Kenya that she's on the phone with her. She may come, she may not. So all of a sudden Nene shows up and she looks kind of plain. She didn't even look like she wanted, well, we all know she didn't want to be there. So she walks in with Greg, and Cynthia's like, well, how are you? She was like, oh, I'm fabulous. I'm fine. I'm wonderful. I'm great. And then all of a sudden, Kenya calls Nene up to speak about this charity and the charity that all this money is supposed to be going to from the auction and whatnot, the reason for this party. And Nene gets up, and I have to say, Nene, you are the most consistent person in any cast of Atlanta Housewives, but sometimes you can be a consistent ass. She got up there and she said, I just want to say, you know, I have so many friends that I don't even know about. And as far as this charity, yes, I support this charity, but I support a lot of charities. Thank you very much. Camera pans the audience. Everybody's like, what? And Cynthia's like, Nene, did you have to do... She's like, what? What? You what? You have me here. I don't even know what this event is about. She has given me no information. And then you call me up to speak. I don't even know I'm supposed to be speaking. I go in blind. And I'm just like, you know what, Nene? You need to have a seat. Nene Leakes have several seats. Because this is where Nene gets on my goddamn nerves. I don't care if you didn't know that it was in honor of you, whether you knew about the details of the event. At this point, walking into the event, you know what the event is about. You know what Kenya is trying to do, and you can at least put on face and be respectable and cordial and not let whatever beef you have with Kenya interfere with the fact that you are at a charity event for a charity that you support. Whether you support only that one or several, boo, it's one that your name is linked to. So the least you can do is put on your big girl drawers and act like a lady. And I cannot stand that she wants to explode this thing bigger than what it is, talking about, I'm walking in there blind, I'm walking in there blind. So what? It's your charity, boo. What preparation do you need? All you could have said was, you know what, I want to thank Kenya for this lovely event. I'm sure that this particular, and I forget the name of the charity, so don't get mad at me. Thank you, Kenya, for this wonderful event. I say that I'm very grateful to be the honoree, and I'm sure that all of this money will help this charity in a tremendous way. Thank you guys so much for coming. Enjoy your night. You could have did that and left it at that and left. But no, you got to be stank-a-lank and be a ratchet Athens heifer and just be ugly about it. And I agree with Uncle Ben. I think that was just wrong. So Peter's like, you know what, I can't take this. I'm leaving. And Cynthia's like, well, why, babe? Why are you leaving? Mallory's like, ooh, let me follow my check. Let me follow my check. If my check is leaving, I gotta go. If my check is leaving, I gotta go. Gotta go, because you know Cynthia, that's her check. So then they get outside, and she's like, Peter, why are you... why do you want to leave? And he's like, because I don't agree with what Nene did. I think that that's totally absurd. And here come Nene. What you say, Peter? What? You got something to say to me? You got something to say to me? And he's like, yeah, I don't appreciate the fact that you had the nerve to walk up in here with an attitude and go up there and make a speech like that when it's for charity. She's like, what are you talking about? I walked in like everybody else. I didn't fight nobody. I didn't cuss nobody out. And he was like, girl, you got up there and spoke, and everybody felt the tension. I felt uncomfortable. And she was like, you know what? None of these girls are on my level, and I'm not finna fight with none of them. And he was like, that's my point. If none of them are on your level, why do you have to bring in the tension between you and Kenya when it's not even about you and Kenya? This is about charity. She was like, well, why aren't you in there being charitable? He was like, what the hell am I going to go in there and bid on men for? That's what my wife is here for. She want to bid on a nigga, I'll give her the coin so she can go bid on a nigga. But I'm not going to go bid on no nigga. And so she was just going off, and here come Greg. Well, Peter, you know that Kenya was not right in the way that she invited her. And I'm like, Greg, sit down, because you sit down. I'm surprised that Nene even let you out of the car. Just have you several seats. And then Nene wants to go off on Cynthia, talking about, Cynthia didn't say anything. She stood there and just let Peter talk to me like that. And I don't understand. Peter is a man. You need to stay out of women's business. This is not about you. You are not part of the conversation. But it's okay. Cynthia did the same thing. She just lets Peter do whatever he wants to do. And this is sidebar. This is another issue that I have with Nene. See, Nene got y'all thinking that as women and wives, that y'all own your husbands, that y'all get to tell your husbands what to do. And I am so sorry, but no, that's not how marriage works. Men, you don't own your wives, and women, you don't own your husbands. Y'all both being borrowed from God. Okay? Y'all both are on leave. Y'all both leasing each other. Okay? From the almighty God that you stood there and took vows in front of. Okay? So, bump all of that. Okay? I'm tired of Nene giving marital advice when, boo, you got divorced and remarried to the same nigga, and you treat him like bullcrap. You treat him like he's just an accessory. And I agree with Kenya for once. You ain't working. What you doing? What are you doing? What level are you on? Because, boo, if we want to talk level, Candy is the baller. Let's all be real. Now, when it comes to this whole franchise, okay, yes, you have been there 6 seasons. You are the only original castmate left. Kudos to you. But if we talking ducats, if we talking coins, if we talking checks that can be written and cashed, Kandi got you beat, boo. Kandi got you beat. So shut it down, Miss Nene Leakes, because you ain't all of that if we want to get down to it, okay? If we want to talk coins, Kandi has you beat by far. Anywho, she's going back and forth between Uncle Ben and she's going back and forth with Uncle Ben talking about, you are not going to blame this all on me. You are not going to blame this all on me. And I applaud Peter, because Peter was like, you know what, you just need to go ahead and walk away, because this can get real crunk real fast. And I'm not trying to go there with you, Nene. You my girl, but you're wrong. And Nene was like, you are not going to blame this on me. What did I do? So I can't wait till the next episode with this whole ball thing that Cynthia has planned, and they playing baseball, and things go off between Marlo and Nene, because we all know that Marlo got a record. She done made that very clear. This girl done went to jail for I don't know how many things, and I know Nene's not stupid. I really do believe that if Nene Leakes and Marlo got into it, Marlo would cut her with a razor blade that came from her hair. She'd have one under her tongue. She would scar Nene Leakes for life, and Nene probably knows that, because Candy's like, I've never seen Nene walk away from a fight, because Nene ain't never went up against somebody with a criminal record. That's why. Nene ain't never went up against nobody with a criminal record. She got all of this. She's tall, but Marlo is tall too, and she has been to jail, so she might cut you, Nene. You might want to be careful. But this episode, for the most part, I mean, it was a really cool episode. I actually enjoyed Kenya this episode. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I did. I think that this episode, for the most part, Kenya showed a different side. She really showed a different side, specifically with her event. She still needs to get better at promoting, and if she wants these big grand events, she needs to get better at putting them together. But the way that she handled herself at her event, I really, really enjoyed it. And Nene, you're wrong, boo. You plain out wrong. It had nothing. If you didn't want to be there, then you should not have gone with an attitude. You should not have gotten up and said anything, and let everybody else feel the tension that you have between you and Kenya, because I agree with Uncle Ben. At the end of the day, it's about charity. Anywho, until next video, I am your host, Daniel J. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Daniel J. And make sure you subscribe to this channel, JayeSpotTV, like this video, and leave your comments down below, because I am always looking forward to what you guys have to say. Your feedback on my reviews, your feedback about the show, anything. I'm whether negative, positive, whatever. I love to read it. It helps me to get better. And make sure that you go to onthejspot.com for all updates on blogs, vlogs, and don't sleep, because On the J-Spot online radio talk show will be coming back. We have been on a hiatus for about 2 months, but we are working some things out for some new and fresh talk shows and new and fresh guests that I'm looking to interview. So make sure that you go to the website, sign up to become a J-Scriber. It is free $99. You just put in your email address, create a password, and you're done. And it gives you full access to the site. So make sure you go to onthejspot.com and take care of that, and I will see you next video. Definitely have to give some shout outs to DJ Jesse Janity, Courtney Stewart, Stephanie Bauer, and Corinne from AfterBuzz TV. I love you guys. Corinne, I'm so glad that you're back. It's been way too long. I've not seen you guys' review of the last episode yet, but I do plan on watching that later on today, so I just have to shout you out. And again, if you are not aware of what AfterBuzz TV, make sure you go to AfterBuzz TV on YouTube and iTunes, subscribe. They have great reviews on almost every show that you can think of. And I will see you guys later. Deuces on my mooses. D-A-N-Y-O-L, Daniel J, that's my name. D-A-N-Y-O-L, Daniel J, that's my name. Get it together, say Daniel J, that's my name. Who am I listening to? Daniel J, that's my name.